All right, we're live. Hey guys, how are you doing? It's the Honeydew Carpenter and the always beautiful Mrs. Honeydew Carpenter. This is our Saturday morning live show. We haven't done one. We didn't do one last week, but we were traveling. We have some exciting news.
It's
We,
actually been, I think, 2 weeks since we've done a live, maybe even three. It's been a
yeah.
while. So let's give a minute before the announcement and give a chance for people to get on.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, anything else you want to say, like right before the announcement?
Well, we are moving out of our house that we're in right now. Our last day is the end of this month. So as far as Thanksgiving goes, Mrs. Honeydew isn't going to have a ton of time to do uh, like a big Thanksgiving shindig, and so we're basically moving into some temporary housing. In the spring, we're going to be moving up to our property.
Yes.
And so essentially, the big announcement is we went up to North Idaho, up near the Panhandle, and we signed on a 20-acre piece of property. So we signed the deed of sale and all the loan documents and whatnot. Um, but just because of the situation, we can't take possession of the property until like the 11th of December. For whatever reason, the retired person who sold us this property, they had it vested in an IRA and stuff, and so they're just having to go through some little paperwork things to get that um, release, signatory things and stuff like that that I don't really care to understand. But
Right.
we are just super duper excited. This property, it is just like,
Amazing.
yeah, the view from it down the canyon is just like you died and went to heaven. It's just gorgeous. It has two ponds, two springs on it, and so we're going to be able to get to do a lot of just all the off-grid projects Melanie and I ever wanted to do. This is going to be a completely self-contained property. We're going to develop the springs, do some hydropower systems, some solar systems, some wind systems, and more importantly, um, if you guys have watched us and followed us and understand, and especially if you've been able to witness it or see it and go into Grandpa's shop behind his house, we're going to build some cabins out of aircrete that people can come and stay in. And so we're just so excited.
Save some time on your calendars in spring, summer, and fall. We're going to be holding some classes where you guys can come up and learn how to build aircrete houses and work with aircrete and all of that fun stuff.
Yeah, HDC University. And the great thing is there's an airport within 60 miles of us. So um, it's, yeah, it's just going to be crazy, crazy fun. Also, guys, we're going to run just a holiday uh, sale for our Etsy store. And
A
we're going to,
combo.
yeah, we're going to do something really special. We're going to run a combo with the foam mate and the stucco mate. You know, these things are like peas and carrots. They're like close bros. You don't want to have one without the other. They just work so well together because you can make the panels and then you can just spray the stucco base on them and trowel it out, and it is absolutely fabulous. And so, essentially, guys, ever since this COVID-19 thing, the prices of materials have just gone through the roof. And we have our foamate and wand. That's all the latest in nozzle and everything. The biggest package we sell for $228 right now. And then our large stucco mate is $128. Guys, I want to get under $300 in a package for both items. I didn't tell her
Wow.
that. And so, and there's been a lot of people who have bought the foam mate before we offered the stucco mate. And I want to make sure that they have a really killer deal on that one. It's offered at $128, and we're going to get it under $100 for the large one. That's crazy. And so we want to do this. We want to get as many people to have a foam mate and a stucco mate in their hands before this spring. Because right now we have to be out of our house in about a week, and then we are in temporary housing in kind of in limbo before our construction loan takes off in the spring and we start building up there, and then we're going to move up there. And while our house and shop are being built, we are going to be building basically little aircrete hotels, because if you've never experienced it, I want people to be able to go and stay and walk in one when it's the middle of summer and it's in triple digits or it's 99 degrees out, and you walk into this aircrete building and it's 70, 72 degrees in it. I want people to be able to experience that and understand how the thermal mass and everything works and the physical properties of aircrete. We picked the place that we purchased on purpose in that county. It's in Idaho County, and there are no structural building codes, so that we can build all the aircrete structures that we want. Obviously, for safety reasons, you have to have your plumbing and your electrical and stuff inspected, but that's standard and that's fine, But as far as structural goes, yeah, and it's a very filmable property. It's beautiful. You can see clear down the canyon to the river from the top of it. It's a third of a mile long, so we're gonna have some like green belt trails and stuff that
We're feeling
we're
so blessed, and we have so many dreams. It's exciting.
We are feeling blessed. And on that note, I just want to say, if it weren't for our viewers and some of our alumni and whatnot, I mean, we were just barely able to get this deal done. And if it weren't for them, it would have never gotten done. And we're just so, so, so happy.
Right.
So let's check. There's been a lot of people come on.
All right, so Greg Walker, he says good morning all. Good morning, Greg.
That was my favorite Canadian.
Jason says good morning. Awesome. William, Craig says good morning, everyone.
Oh, man.
Terry Oak says good morning from Alaska. Good morning, Terry. Mark says, hey, good to see you. Excited for you. Thank you, Mark. We're super excited. John says, hi, honeydews. Have you moved yet? We are in the middle of moving. It is tons and tons of packing boxes, moving boxes,
Right.
and trying to store them because we're going to be in limbo for about 3 months. And so we're just putting everything in storage right now.
Guys, that's a big part of the reason we haven't been doing the lives as regular lately, because we've just been so busy trying to pack up stuff and get ready to move. And it's going into a temporary storage until this spring. Just because the way our lease and everything was set up, we had to be out of this place by the end of November. But we had no place to go. And luckily, we have an awesome viewer a town south of us. And this is another reason we've been so busy, is he had an old barn. And it had a plumbing main and whatnot in it and whatnot. And he's been wanting to put a living space in the barn. And so he's like, if you build it, you can stay there for 3 or 4 months until you get up to your property. And I was like, okay. So, I mean, we put the underground plumbing for the shower, the kitchen, the bathrooms, and I poured the slab over all the underground plumbing, and we're putting the tile in right now. And we have like 1 week to get it done and livable, which is, I can't believe what we've accomplished in the last month and a half trying to get this place up and going. Um, I haven't been answering my Etsy questions or anything just because I've just been so busy trying to get this stuff done.
But hey, not everyone can say they get to spend December in a barn.
What, were you born in a barn, baby? Why would you tell them that? You left the barn door open.
Right? All right.
Okay.
William says, "Hey guys, haven't seen you in a while. I'm glad I caught you today. Yes, it has been a while. Oh my gosh, it is nice to say hi and see everyone." Jeff says, "Hey guys, I'm in Montana now, but recovering from a huge stroke.
Oh no.
But I'm feeling better now." Jeff, take it easy, dude. Wow, I'm glad you're feeling better now. William says, "I just got in. Where did they say they found a place?" "In Idaho." "Congrats, guys. You now have your work cut out for you. Northern Idaho."
Right.
Right. Panhandle in Idaho, Mike says. William says, "I'm in Idaho. What part?" William says, "Nice. What's up?" Anthony Davis says, "Not much. Just working, and packing boxes." Mike says, "What do you think about creating ICF aircrete clocks, and then you could get structural engineering and by filling them with concrete?"
Blocks. I think that's blocks, not
Oh.
clocks.
I was really confused.
You know, that's a good idea because that's kind of what they do with cinder blocks. They're hollow and when you put them together, you can actually stick rebar down through them and then fill them with the grout. I've been involved in many projects where I've inspected them doing that to make sure that the grout was the right fluidity and the right plasticity so it would go down through and harden in the blocks to get the structural. And I mean, that's one way to do it. We did it obviously by leaving the studs on the outside of the blocks. So we'll just have to experiment. We are going to be able to
Have some fun.
have some fun. And so when we do these universities, I want to get one nearly almost complete, ready to just put the blocks together and put it together in like one day. And then have another one at a different stage and another one at a different stage so that we can have a university, like a 5-day university, and we can start them with, okay, this is how you prep the ground if you're going to build a tiny home out of aircrete. You know, and this is what you want your considerations for putting in the slab and the groundwork under it for your plumbing or whatever and whatnot. And then the next one will be like, okay, now once you get all that groundwork and your plumbing stemmed up and the slab done, now you need to start building your blocks that you've drawn out for the configuration of tiny home. Or we're gonna do a big home too for Melanie and I out of aircrete. So.
All right, Gail says, "Good morning, my bud. So good to see you again. I missed you so. Oh, it is good to be back, you guys. You don't know how crazy it has been." Mike says, "I built my foam mate, but I might buy a stucco mate. That's a deal."
Cool.
That's awesome. William says, "That is a glorious area." Yes, it is, William. You are right. Mark says, "Mike McGowan, do you mean aircrete blocks that are then filled?" Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for helping me out, Mark. William says, "Elk City area?"
Question mark.
Question
Okay,
mark?
no, we're the other direction up toward Orofino. You know, if you like go down the Harpster grade to go to Elk City, you would go the other direction up the Clearwater River to where we're at. It's a beautiful area. If you look at the climate, it's near Kamei, you know, which is a little mountain town about 65 miles outside of Lewiston. Now, Lewiston is the biggest inland seaport in the world, or the furthest inland seaport in the world. So they run, you know, barges and stuff clear up the Columbia River and stuff to Lewiston and whatnot. And it's across the river in Lewiston. There's a Washington State University, and so they have an airport there. It's only 65 miles from the area where we're at, and you want to talk beautiful. It is just beautiful, and the climate, even in the winter, the average temperature at night in the coldest month is only 29 degrees.
Right.
Right?
That'd be so nice.
I mean, and then during the day, it's, yeah, I can't believe it. It's awesome.
All right, so Greg Walker says, doing great up in Edmonton, Alberta, finishing an Aircrete Dome capped sauna for a friend.
Awesome.
I'll send pics. Oh, we definitely want pics. Definitely. That's awesome. Anthony says, beast mode, Aircrete Hotel. Woo woo.
Yeah.
Deidre says, good morning from California. Good morning. John says, yeah, I've moved like that before. Number your boxes and make a list of what's in them and a list showing where stuff is in storage. Right now, and you'll think, right now you think you'll remember, right? Oh my gosh.
So she has been doing a good job with a Sharpie of writing what's on the boxes, and it's a good thing too, because if we're like 3 or 3.5 months living in the barn, my goodness, we'll forget what's in the storage.
Right, but I like that. He says, and number them and then what's in them, and then make a list of where they're at in the storage.
Oh, that's a good idea.
That is a good idea. That's not what I thought of, so
Yeah.
thank you very much. Terry Oak says, Greg, that is great. Hope you post pictures so that we can see the dome, right?
Right. So Terry Oaks and Greg are both alumni from the original Honeydew Carpenter University, the first one that we got to do before COVID hit. And so we are really, I have a feeling that once this whole presidential election thing is sorted out, that we'll be able to hold the universities again.
Yeah.
So.
All right, Bruce says, hi guys, glad to see you back. Busy as usual, right?
Yeah.
William says, when you are ready for help, I'll pop up and lend a hand. I'm about 4.5 hours away. William, that would be awesome. Thank you for that.
That is awesome.
We'll count on your help this spring and summer, okay? Well, Greg Walker sent a few pics via messenger just now. All that dinging on your phone was from him. Thank you. I was wondering what was going on. Bruce says, question, refractory mix, hydraulic lime or hydrated lime? Remind me why.
It's called hydraulic lime because it's meant to be mixed with water and become plastic and fluid.
Awesome.
And it's type S, just so you know. Type S lime. It's just a standard plaster lime.
William asked, is there a later version of the second release of the Darwin? Not yet. We have been working on it, trying to get a little bit done every morning, and with the move and air, we're running around with our heads cut off. We apologize, but we are working on it. Just Sandy says, hi guys. Hi Sandy. We hope everything's going good for you.
So each one of the Aircrete hotels, because you asked about the stove, will have a Darwin rocket mass heater in it. And you know, I actually have developed a gravity feeder system for pellets and stuff, and so there's going to be different variations of it that you guys will be able to get to see. And what's going to be crazy cool is that once we get set up, especially after this spring and summer, we're going to be open year-round, meaning there will be Aircrete structures that are heated and cooled and electricity that are self-contained, and you guys can come and see them any time of year.
And we're not in a little tiny rental house and stuff like that.
Right.
So William says, no problem, I can work with that with what I've got, no problems. You're awesome, William. We need you to put an excavator on your wish list.
Yeah, I do.
Oh my goodness, yes we
Yeah.
do. All right, guys, we're at 19:43. We'll answer like 2 more questions, and then we have got to go back.
Right.
You guys want to come help Pat? I wonder if you guys could make any money simply selling the cores. It's a thought that we have
Yeah.
had, but the shipping of the quarters, it's heavy. So it is a thing we have considered, but that's a great idea. And Mark says, have you ever tried to use ceramic sewer/water pipe as a heat riser?
I haven't, but it's very dense, very heavy, and it wouldn't. For a heat riser, you want something that is not dense, and it's very aerated and light and insulated, so that it holds the heat where you want it in the riser, so that the heat will accelerate at the riser. And so I can't imagine that a dense ceramic thing will work very. Actually, I did. Remember when we got those bricks that were those really dense, heavy bricks, and they had the 6-inch hole right through the middle, and we stacked them up. And so I did experiment using a similar thing as a riser, and yeah, it didn't work.
And Bruce says, I will send some pictures and changes I've made to the Rocket Max Heater 2.0. They are minor. Go for it, Bruce. That's awesome. We'd love to see them. All right, everyone. You guys have a great day, and we will talk to you guys
Love you guys.
later.